Kakadosh Boker Or Bekiim Halacha 3. Yeah, this is day 30, page 58. 58, Siman Zayin, right? Siman 7. We are still in the middle of the preface. זאת אומרת, הקדמה של אלוקי נשמה. רבנו יוסף חיים. Okay? So let's start. The man's soul consists potentially of 4 parts. זאת אומרת, הנשמה יש לו 4 חלקים. נפש, רוח, נשמה, and the neshama of the neshama. Okay? Which is also called the chaya. Not everyone is privileged to have all these spiritual aspects. However, though, some people have only a nefesh, while others manage to gain a ruach as well. When Shimon Bar Yochai came and he said, I see that there are very few people who have risen to high level, he was referring to those people who have earned the neshama of the neshama. That Oziel taught that even those people who never rise to the level where they gain the higher aspects of the soul still have a connection to them through their connection with the Dam, the first man. His great soul encompassed those of all the people who ever lived on earth. As long as a person strives to serve Hashem properly, he's connected with his original source, and that he has all the aspects of the soul. This can be likened to thick cable that reaches the highest point in the heaven down to the earth. If anyone attaches himself to the cable, even a thin cord, he's attached to the heaven as well. When we say Elokai Neshama, we thank Hashem for granting us the 4 aspects of the soul. For each of us, no. Okay. For each of us has 4 aspects, either within one's soul, right, or through one's connection with the Dam. That is why we use 4 expressions. Natata bi, berata, yitzarta, v'nefachta bi. 4 different expressions. Why? The 4 chalakim in the neshama. Okay? You gave it, you created it, you formed it, you breathed it into me. The term tehorah is the highest level, which is atzilut, in the realm of the neshama. Berata is bria, which is the realm of the neshama. Yitzarta, he says the yitzira. Nefachta bi, he comes and he said the lowest is asiyah, right? But it's still there. Okay, the significance of saying that Hashem keeps our souls within our bodies is right, is that Hashem acts in a manner different from mortals. If a king gives a precious gift to a servant, it's up to the servant to guard it from being stolen or broken. The king cannot be expected to give the gifts and also be responsible for it. But Kadosh Baruch Hu, he's responsible for it as well. That's what that could be. You're keeping it from within us, right? And you're doing all these miracles as well. The Milta Betama cited a handwritten in an anonymous manuscript stating that everyone must be aware that Hashem created our bodies and our souls so that we will use them to serve Him. We were not given them simply for our own pleasures. Right? Everyone must be aware that the soul is not his own property. Right? It remains the possession of Hashem. Hashem is the one that has the neshama. He places the soul into the body and enables the person to serve Him. Since our worship of Hashem exemplifies our prayers, we recite the blessing of Elokai Neshama before the beginning of Shachrit. This demonstrates that we understand that our prayers and praises, right, are the purposes of our existence. Okay, 28. We're going to start the halacha now. Yeah, it's only one halacha and then a footnote. Okay, it says like this. Technically, you do not need to be somech, right, to put it close together, right? Elokai Neshama to Asher Yatzar. Why? Because it's Elokai Neshama is not considered a beracha smucha lesmecha. So why doesn't it start with baruch? He says it's because birkat ha'odah. And birkat ha'odah, they don't always have to start with smuch, even if they're not. Right? Afilu im enan smucho lebirkat ha'acharot. Umikom hakom, nevertheless, tov v'nachon lismoch. It is better to be somech Elokai Neshama to birkat Asher Yatzar. Lachush shadat ha'poskim shosvim ken. In order to be choshesh for the ones that do hold so. Okay? So fine. Let's see the Ben Ish Chai. Ben Ish Chai, he tells us that the blessing of Elokai Neshama immediately following Asher Yatzar, based upon the Tishara Kavanot. That Rishon LeZion pointed out that according to Tosafot, Elokai Neshama is not part of the set of blessings. If the person does not relieve himself at all, he still says Elokai Neshama, right? Therefore, he says, so why don't we start Baruch Atah Hashem? So he answers because it's the entire purpose is Shevach. Levantem? Yeah? Fine. Rabbi David Abu Daham, he agreed with this. And he says, Abba Turim and Maran and Shulchan Aruch also adopted this as well, pointing out that the proper blessing of the, he says, is of bringing rain and ending drought. Likewise, is Baruch Atah Hashem. Mati Yehuda testified that many people of the custom are reciting Elokai Neshama after they arrive to the synagogue, way after Asher Yatzar. And this is also, right, this is because they are not the set of blessings together. So the minute you've got Modeani and Asher Yatzar. After Asher Yatzar, technically speaking, even if you come to the synagogue and now you're going to do Elokai Neshama, there's no problem. Because technically speaking, he says it is better to do it after Asher Yatzar, but, right, even if you don't. Nevertheless, the Rosh does bring down Elokai Neshama does not begin with the Baruch Hashem because he says it's correctly to do it as a set of blessings. So he says the Bach, the Beit Chadash, the Bach, the commentator that the Rosh agrees to this, It's not a genuine solution, right? Nor is it imperative, but it's a pious. It's better to do this. And the Rabbi also wrote, according to the Kabbalah, 2 blessings are a set. And therefore, according to this, he says that it is better al pia Kabbalah to do it miyad, echad achrei hashanim, one after another. Okay, melech haolam. In order for it to be a blessing, you also have to have melech haolam. You don't have melech haolam. One more time, how do you start? Elokai Neshama. Okay, so you don't have Baruch Atah Hashem because either you want to say it's Bechal Smuch Ala Chaverta, or even if it's not, but it's a Birkat HaShevach, but you still need Elokai Melech HaOlam. So he said you don't have that. So he says it doesn't have it at all. So this would not matter if we say that it's, meaning if it's Bechal Smuch Ala Chaverta, you don't need it. But here, you do need it then. So what's going on then? So he says, the Bet Yosef, he resolved the question stating that since we declared that the blessing created all living beings in their souls, and that he will take it back, right, the souls, and one day he'll do Tchiyat HaMetim, that in itself is Elokai Melech HaOlam. Okay?